Tonight on Corenswet Live, David Corenswet made a public appearance last night at the premiere of his new movie and did a little chatting about Superman with some of the fans. Rebel Moon, baby! We got some posters, we got a cool, shot that is absolutely beautiful, and it's going to be mind-blowing when you actually see it on the big screen. And then, of course, NC-17, you gotta love it. Box office, Godzilla Kong took a pretty significant drop. Monkey Man, most likely going to make its money back. Alan Ritchson, Jake Gyllenhaal, they've been asked about Batman. Let's talk about that. All that and so much more tonight on Film Junkee Live. It's okay. We already know who's getting the gig. Well, if they saw my casual Batman bits, I don't think that, no. Whoops. What's happening, everybody? Oh, turn that down a little bit. Jeez. Go. There we go. What's happening? Sorry, hit some wrong buttons right there. It's Monday. It's the end of Monday, so it's time to talk some nerdy stuff. How we all doing out there? Thank you guys for clicking in. Of course, we got hit that like, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, become a member, do everything. Follow me on all the sock meds and everything around me. We're going to be talking about Corenswet, of course, making a public appearance last night, and what he had to say about Superman. We got some James Gunn stuff, and then we got some Rebel Moon, we got some box office, and then one of the things that I was thinking about talking about on today's show was the fact that Jake Gyllenhaal and Alan Ritchson seem to be just on the fan cast, top of the list of fan casts when it comes to Batman. So let's talk a little bit about that. All right, how we doing out there? You guys doing okay? Let me see here. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Chat it up. Say hi. Say hello. Let's see. What am I doing? Create a post. Forgot to post on the feed. Let's do that. All right. Hold on. Sorry. Just forgot to do something. Okay. Do that. Do that. Clickety, clickety, click, click, click. All right. We're in it. All right. Let's do this. Not many out there today. What's happening? What's going on, Eric? It's great talking to you on Saturday. That was a fun stream. I guess today was total eclipse of the heart. Pretty much, right? We had the eclipse that happened. Right, Dave? Hope you are well. I hope you had a great weekend. Yeah, I had a pretty chill weekend. Finally sat down and watched one of these. I started watching Shogun, and it's pretty excellent. So finally getting into the TV shows that I've been told that are great and get into them. I went, okay, just sit down, just wake up. I woke up on Sunday, and I was like, okay, I'm going to actually just get out of bed. I'm not going to sit in bed and scroll through feeds and stuff like that. No, I'm going to get out of bed, and then I'm going to put on one of these shows. I have like a list. I was like, all right, let's do Shogun first. So I started watching. I watched 2 episodes of Shogun. What's going on, Mr. Ted Fitzpatrick? What's going on, Ryan? Good to see you. We got Axel right here. I forgot to change the thumbnail. That's a very cursed thumbnail, by the way. That's a very cursed thumbnail. Why? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it. I got to change the other one. I'll do that in a second. Telling you, I need a producer. Jason, what's happening? We got Mr. Nobody. I'm thinking they'll get a lesser-known actor. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about when I came to that. So, yep, it was fun. We had a fun time talking on the, members. Well, it was members. I think it was only you, Eric, who was like a full-on member. But, yeah, it was pretty fun. All right, so 30 months. Let's turn that off. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this lunar or the total eclipse. It didn't really see much here. I'm not in the whatever the hell they called that, the total eclipse lane that goes across. I did go to the last one, and Oregon was part of it, and then I went to my buddy's house in Oregon. Had a little 5-day trip, which was a lot of fun. 4, 5, I don't know. Maybe it was not. I don't know. a lot of, anyways. And we went to like this park, and it was really cool to see like the whole eclipse. Because at first I was like, oh, we're not gonna see. We never. Anytime there's a total eclipse, it's like, yeah, you don't really see the actual thing. But it's like, oh yeah, but you have to be in a certain spot in the country to see the actual thing. So we actually did, and it was crazy. I mean, it was weird. It was haunting. It was almost like I could hear the sun ray like being blocked by the moon. It was like. It was weird, but it was electric and everything. So I went out on my balcony, and yeah, didn't really, it got a little darker. Like I could tell there was like a little bit, And apparently a bunch of people have now been searching online, why do my eyes hurt? Did you guys see that? That was like trending on Twitter, where the searching for why do my eyes hurt skyrocketed. It's like, don't look at the sun. Just because it's getting blocked by the moon doesn't mean like it's just gonna be totally like, yeah, it's kind of funny. You gotta have those special things. So I just noticed that it looked, I was on my balcony, I was watching the live stream from Mexico, from the BBC. I was watching their feed of the whole thing. But, it's all crazy. I've been seeing stuff all day and everything. It's cool. It's whatever. I just love it, though, when I'm scrolling through, like, TikTok or something like that, and you got the crazy, like... And I love this, and I love it. I don't believe I'll go down a flat earth rabbit hole. The corn guy's here. Hey, send me a piece of that corn for later. Yeah, there's a guy that comes into my apartment complex, and he sells corn. He gets the corn with all the stuff on it and the spice. And he rings his little horn right there. I've never gotten any, but one of these days I will. He always seems to show up when I'm not wanting to go outside. But no, I always love going through the rabbit hole of conspiracy. I mean, like I said, I'll even go down a flat Earth one. I don't believe it, but it just sounds like a cool sci-fi movie. Sounds like, and so there's a lot of people that were claiming that there's going to be like this huge earthquake in California. It's going to be bad. There were like people that were predicting this stuff. It's kind of fun to go down those rabbit holes every now and again, it's fun. It's just fun, but, yeah, nothing too crazy when it comes to that. I don't know if you guys saw it, were you guys in a spot? What's going on, Phil? Good to see you, buddy. Eclipse reminded me of Dune. Yeah. Had a little bit of that, and then there was like a poster that they put out there that had that too, so that was pretty cool. So interesting day. Other than that, I freaking have you guys ever just like gone asleep and then just I haven't slept. I almost slept 9 hours last night. My sleep has been, I've told you guys, especially with things that have happened in 2024 with me, my sleep's been all over the place. But man, last night I passed out early and I woke up and just like there was no waking up. I woke up to just like and I was like, oh wait, I was fearing that, of course, that I was late for work, but I woke up like a little bit before I was supposed to start working, which is not normal because my phone died. I forgot to charge my phone, so my phone died, so my alarm didn't go off. But man, I had like almost 9 solid hours of sleep last night. That is rare. That is rare. But yeah, it was like one of those like panic mode, and I was like, oh, but luckily I was like, geez. But yeah, sometimes you just when you pass out just scrolling through your stuff like in bed, I need to stop doing that. That's a bad habit. I just got to put the phone away. But anyways, I'm rambling right now. Let's get into it. Let's get into talking about, of course, we're going to be talking about these subjects right there. But, oh, did I mess that up? I did. Go back. There we go. All right. So let's go to the tweets and see what was happening in the Twitter world in the last few days. This one thing right here, again, I love fan art, and I love it when these artists actually do something very unique and really cool, and this is freaking awesome. Look at that. Look at that right there. Speaking of that, I still got to fix the background. I'll fix that in a bit. But look at that. Deadpool Wolverine, the world is not real. This is from AGT Design. They made obviously with the Joker 2 poster being released, they did a Deadpool and Wolverine version of it. So that was pretty sweet right there. Let me turn that off. Let me change that background. Hold on a sec. Forgot to add the thumbnail to the background. So let's do that right now, since I still got my Photoshop up. But yeah, I love it when people do that kind of stuff. Just very creative, very Deadpool like too. There's also another piece of Deadpool news. I mean, obviously CinemaCon is happening right now. But there's nothing really that's going to be coming out of CinemaCon. Nothing going to be coming out of CinemaCon right now. I mean, day one was like there was something with George Miller receiving some kind of lifetime achievement thing, which was cool because he talked about Furiosa, but there wasn't anything that. I mean, there was trailers that got released today, but I don't think that really had much to do with it. But yeah, there's not going to be much from CinemaCon until the big studios have their presentations. All right. Did that not work? No, it did. Okay, there we go. Change the background. All right. Background's changed. And so does Hugh Jackman. Both got some pipes, you know? They both got. Ooh, so there was this right here. So obviously we have Craig Gillespie. Of course, heard week that, hey, he's in talks. He's got the gig, depending on which frickin' trade you're looking at. We still haven't heard anything from James Gunn. Jimmy Guns hasn't really said the Gillespie. But we have audio right here of him on a podcast talking about potentially taking on the directing role of a superhero movie. So we got some audio. So check this out.
As a geek, I see your filmography, and I think that you will be a great fit for superhero movies in particular. Is that something that you're open to exploring in the future, that genre in particular? Because when it comes to female-driven stories, there is a Supergirl kind of dark fantasy movie in the works as well. Are you open to that?
Absolutely. But interestingly, it's I'm very very much more. There is the darker side, obviously, to some of the stuff that I'm attracted to, and particularly with the Warner Brothers work that's going on with the Joker and the Penguin, and I like these superhero villains that are based in reality, that have their human foils, and I'm more attracted to that kind of genre with it. But I would love to be diving into something like that down the line.
Awesome.
Okay, so he talks about. Right there, he's talking about how he's more in the grounded approach, like Joker and the Batman. So it's kind of interesting because obviously Supergirl, it's going to be, but then that could be an interesting challenge. It could be an interesting challenge to try to ground Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, ground that story that takes place in the cosmos. Might be difficult, but maybe he'll be able to do something with that. But I like what he had to say right there, and I like the fact that the host of this podcast was basically saying hey, there's a Supergirl movie in the works, and there still hasn't been a combination, though. Where are you at, Jimmy Guns? Where are we getting this confirmation at? Oh, man. Did you guys see this, too? What's up with, I still got to, we got to wait. We got to wait, guys. We got to wait. Don't pass judgment quite yet. But it is interesting because now, even Frankenstein in 2024 has tattoos. There's Christian Bale. That's right. Oh, man. So, yep, we got that. And he's got a tattoo on his chest. Got a tattoo on. What is it even? It's like it says, I don't know, some slow. I don't know what it says. But he's got a tattoo, so he's doing that. He's got, got the typical scarring and then the stitching when it comes to his head. Very interesting. This is a take for sure. And then, of course, we have the bride right here. This is Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride. So this is the actual star, of course, of Jessie Buckley, who's playing the bride. And, it's it might as well be directed by David Ayer, right? Jared Leto Joker, Margot Robbie Harley Quinn, a little bit. Somebody, I don't even know, maybe Gyllenhaal really liked what they were doing with that. But, yeah. It looked like she just, I don't know, she ate some black licorice candy that was very, I don't know. It's very interesting. Should be interesting. I mean, they've been talking about doing. I mean, we're supposedly getting 2 different versions of Frankenstein too. By the way, we're getting one from Warner Brothers, and then Netflix is doing their version with Del Toro. That I think did it was supposed to be Garfield. Yeah, Garfield had to drop out, right? And he was going to be playing him. And then they got the Jake Alabi, whatever that tall motherfucker. They got him instead. And then, of course, Oscar Isaac's going to be a part of it. So, very, very interesting. So, there you go. All right. Baseball fans, any athletic fans out there? Anybody an Oakland A's fan? Probably not. They've been pretty bad for a bit, but the city of Oakland are not even going to be hosting them anymore because they are going to be moving to Vegas in 2028, which is cool. Now Las Vegas, another reason why I want to go there. Hey, because they have a football team now, they have a hockey team, and now they're going to have a baseball team. But the A's, the Oakland A's, they're no longer going to be playing in Oakland in the Coliseum anymore. They're going to be playing in Sacramento. Sacramento. You know, this is not to start until next year because they can't. It's really bad. When you watch a game that's the Oakland A's, that is a home game, it's really bad because you could see so many empty seats. Like I remember last year, the attendance there was like 4,000 to 5,000. 4,000 to 5,000. And not to mention the city of Oakland is turning into fucking Mad Max. The crime rates have gone up so much. So they're just like, yeah, we're gonna move it to the minor league stadium in Sacramento instead. Pretty crazy. Of course, Denis Villeneuve is set to direct Nuclear War, a scenario. And this film follows the events of what would happen if a nuclear war begun based on information from interviews with military and civilian experts. So it's already going to be another masterpiece because he doesn't miss. But of course, Dune Messiah is also in development, which is fine. That we probably won't see it for 4, 5, 6 years. I imagine. I don't know. Well, I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see. Ooh, okay. So we have this right here. We all know that Happy Gilmore 2 is in the works because Shooter McGavin, being the guy that he is, he was just like, I'm just gonna reveal it. Fuck it. But in Shooter McGavin fashion, I guess, to just like blow the lid on this instead of it being announced by Adam Sandler himself. But yeah, Christopher McDonald did confirm that he was talking to Adam Sandler and showed him that, yes, there is an early draft of Happy Gilmore 2. Now we got Adam Sandler on the Dan Patrick Show talking about it. We won't look at the whole thing, but this is what he had to say about it.
Now that brings us to Happy Gilmore 2. Up a little bit of steam. Shooter McGavin a little bit here.
Yeah, he did. He certainly did. He texted me after the fact. By the way, that thing you told me not to talk about, I talked about. That's good news. No, all I did was tell him. See, I did stand up. I did a comedy special, and a lot of my buddies came by, and Shooter was one of them. And I said, dude, we've been talking about a Happy 2, and we're working on some stuff. That's all I told Shooter. I said, but don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. And then he he kept it mostly private. He told a couple of DJs about it. They usually are great at secrets, don't you think?
Yeah. But you should have known not to trust him.
Well, I was excited that Shooter was in the room with me.
He didn't.
I love him.
You didn't like him in the movie. You couldn't trust him in the movie, and you can't trust.
Yeah. What are you doing? Sorry, trying to do my angry Adam Sandler impression. Everybody can do like that. You know, you could do that version of that, but you got to do the angry Adam Sandler impression. But yeah, I'm not going to go over the whole clip. Obviously, they talk about how Adam Sandler says, I have a role for you, because Dan Patrick has been in Adam Sandler movies before. So it's just cool to get like confirmation from the man himself about that. Because, you know, do we need it? No, but hey, it's fun. It's fun, right? Hopefully. I mean, that's one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. One of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. You know what's funny is, like, we got the Alkalite Star Wars that's coming out. Why am I not excited for it? Why am I not that excited for it? It's something that I would love to see because it's all about Jedi. I mean, I'll give it a chance and I'll still watch it, but why am I not that? I think it's just because of all the Star Wars. I don't know. Just seems like I'm just like, lately I've not been excited for Star Wars. Anybody else feel that way? Just lately, I'm not feeling like, I just hear something about Star Wars, and I'm like, okay. But I'm going to give it a shot. I mean, especially there's like a new shot of like, of Carrie-Anne Moss. There's been other shots too. I forgot that she's in it. She's a Jedi. That's pretty sweet. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we got this pretty cool art right here. Speaking of Batman, look at that. Yep. Come on. There we go. Look at that. So artwork by Safi Barkawi. And that's just like beautiful art. Look at the texture and everything. Looks Batfleck like, to be honest. Looks pretty Batfleck like. So that's cool. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Scrolling through. Oh God, the economy's so bad, guys. Like 10 years ago, you guys got to realize this is how bad the economy's got. 10 years ago, you can go to Arby's. We used to live in a nation, okay? 10 years ago, Arby's. I love Arby's. Roast beef sandwiches, I've loved it ever since I was a kid. And some people don't, I mean, I don't know, like, depending on what coast you live in, you have Arby's and you have in Alabama before, and there was Hardee's over there. I think Arby's, I don't know. I don't know where they draw the line when it comes to Hardee's and Arby's. But basically, we're talking about roast beef sandwiches, fast food roast beef sandwiches. And they're great. They're absolutely great. And yeah, we used to live in a nation where you can get 5 for $5. $5 for 5 sandwiches. Plain sandwiches. It's not like that anymore. You know what it is now? 4 for $10. 4 for $10. Right? What are you doing here, Joe Biden? Huh? Oh, man. Come on. That's some good fucking roast beef right there. Yeah, they should charge that much. No. We used to live in a nation where you could get 5 roast beef sandwiches for $5. Now it's 4 for $10. 4 for $10. This needs to be addressed. Not the housing, not the wages. No. Arby's fucking roast beef sandwiches. Anyway, sorry. Rant over. Oh, we got our first look of Gladiator 2 right here that somebody spotted. I'm not sure exactly where this was spotted, but I don't know. There's a watermark that says Synpop, and we got basically what potentially the logo is going to look like. There you go. What we do in life echoes in eternity. Synpop posted this right here, and yeah, coming out, of course, in November, but that's what it looks like. That's what that looks like. Somebody spotted that, took a picture of that. It almost seems like it's fake. It's not real. I don't know. But, if you were clamoring for some Gladiator 2 kind of news or anything, because let's face it, we've heard like the struggles that have happened behind the scenes when it comes to Gladiator 2. It's not been pretty, apparently, and it inflated the budget. Not too good, but I mean, you still have Paul Mescal is starring in it, who is like this up and coming new, he's going to become the new it guy. And you got Pedro Pascal, you got Joseph Quinn, another up and coming it guy. Connie Nielsen's in it again. May Calloway, I don't know who that is. But then you got Denzel Washington. I totally forgot that Denzel Washington was in Gladiator 2. So that's cool. Let's see what else we got. Hey, speaking of Batfleck, we got some concept art when it comes to Gerard Moretz. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but he's got some interesting. Hey, look at that. I mean, it always looks funky, like when they place the head on. I mean, he's looking pretty goddamn jacked right there. I mean, look at those. I mean, Ben Affleck's jacked, of course, but not like, this is like veins. This is like bigger than he actually was. But yeah, we got some Bruce Wayne concept art right here. Gotta like the sweater vest, right? The sweater vest looks pretty good. And of course the trench, the long kind of trench coat with the collar like that also looks cool. So yeah, some Batfleck concept art. It's just funny because he just posts this stuff. I mean, BVS has been out for freaking 8 years, all these and he just still posts them out there. And I'm like, yeah, show as much as you want, man. Keep showing it. Keep showing it. And that's a good-looking Batman right there. We're going to be talking about Batman later on, but that's a Batman right there. Oh, we got some Deadpool. We got some Deadpool Wolverine promotional art that somebody spotted that looks like a comic book cover and looks pretty damn awesome. And maybe it'll be at CinemaCon. Is that what's going on? I don't know. So look at that right there. So this is pretty sweet. Marvel Studios 2024. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody just made this, but I don't care. Deadpool updates, they posted it. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty freaking sweet. And apparently someone named Suga666 took this picture. They saw it. They spotted it. And yeah, so that's pretty sweet. I like that. It's just, what else are we going to get when it comes to this freaking movie? Who knows? Can't wait. Oh, yeah, and then Ayelet Zurer, who played Vanessa Fisk in Daredevil, she's returning to play Vanessa yet again. That was announced over the weekend because they recast her. They recast her when they were trying to get away from the Netflix thing. You know, that horrible idea that Marvel Studios had to try to get away from the Netflix show, the awesome Daredevil Netflix show. They were like, yeah, we're just going to do our own thing, but we got Charlie Cox back, guys. And then it's just like, this isn't working. And Kevin Feige was like, yeah, this is not working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's exactly what's happening. We already seen the promotional images when it comes to John Bernthal showing back up on the Born Again set as Daredevil, or as Punisher. So, yeah, bring everybody back. Don't change anything. Continue. Smart. Good job, Kevin Feige. You're smart. I think they were gonna Disney-fy him up a little bit. That's the thing. Because when you watch him on She-Hulk, it's not a bad episode when he's on there. Their chemistry is good. But literally, you saw Daredevil in the daytime walking barefoot in his costume doing the walk of shame. I'm sorry. No. I didn't like that. Speaking of Deadpool, how many times am I going to say it? Well, it's the third movie, so I said it 3 times. But yes, speaking of Deadpool, apparently, according to Feature First, the runtime for Deadpool and Wolverine is 2 hours and 10 minutes. Almost seems like there should be more because of how much they're going to be packing into it. But right now, that is a rumor that Deadpool has a runtime of 2 hours and 10 minutes. I mean, I guess like the opening scene is going to be where all the crazy cameos are going to be in there. The opening scene is just going to be absolutely batshit crazy, which I am looking forward to. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be like Mad Max Fury Road, and we're just going to have this crazy like 20th century battle because we already saw the behind the scenes images, the set images. So I don't know. It's just going to be absolutely insane. So yeah, once you get past that and then you just have the initial story, I guess, 2 hours and 10 minutes, that works. I think that works. It's not like they were trying to be like under 2 hours, right? Right, Sujihara? Ugh. All right, what else we got here? Ooh, we got this. Oh boy. Jonathan Majors. Did you guys read this? Well, we were all wondering what was going to be happening with Jonathan Majors, and well, I mean, pretty much his career is now. It has gone into the shitter, and he's not going to return to Kang, and I mean, he was just going to be like this up-and-coming star. He was building up, going up, but then, of course, with all the assault charges and everything, and that weird, awkward video where he stopped, like, high schoolers from having a fight for fighting. That was such a weird video. You could totally tell. You might as well Vought probably like helped them get that. But here we got this. Jonathan Majors has been sentenced to 1 year of counseling for domestic violence. There's a plane going overhead right now. But anyways, yeah, there you go. So that's what he's getting. Little slap on the wrist, not getting jail time. I mean, again, the details of this whole thing has been pretty crazy too, because yeah, you could tell it's like, okay, he's got some issues, but so do the women that he was dealing with, I think, also have issues too as well. And I was talking with some people and they said like, that's not enough. I'm like, well, his career was doing this, millions of dollars were going to be had, and now it's not like that. Now, is there a comeback story? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. but a year of counseling for domestic violence. But like I said, I think he suffered public shame, and now no studios really want to work with him, and Marvel Studios dropped him, seems like the case too. So he is out millions of dollars. Crazy. All right, what else we got? Oh, we got a couple of things right here. Okay, so obviously CinemaCon is happening. So we got Beetlejuice. Obviously, they decorate the doors for an elevator. We got Quiet Place Day 1. We got Back to Black, I should say. We got Challengers. Okay, so like I'm looking forward to Quiet Place Day 1 and Beetlejuice. I'm like, all right, Amy Winehouse, I'll check it out. Not really looking forward to this one at all. I don't even know what that. It's like tennis players, and there's like a love triangle thing that's going on. I don't know. I've never been a big Zendaya fan. Just never been. And people are like who swoon over her. I'm like, I'm not saying she's ugly, but I'm just saying like I just never really been attracted to her either. I just like, yeah, she's like rail thin. Although I'll tell you who I am attracted to, Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, I mean, look at those fucking arms, man. No, I'm talking obviously Anya Taylor-Joy. You guys know that I love her. But yeah, we got a new Furiosa Mad Max Saga poster right here. Looks pretty sweet. It's a little floaty heady, but not too bad. It's not too bad. And then we got Jeremy Allen White. He's officially going to be playing Bruce Springsteen in a biopic called The Road to Nowhere when it comes to him. And then we got David Ayer starting his new movie that's called Levin's Trade. And it's starring David Harbour, Michael Pena, which I'm still trying to prove that we're related somehow since we got the same last name. Jason Fleming and Ariana Rivas. And then we also got a new poster for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Okay, that looks pretty sweet too. That's not a bad poster. I was like, I totally forgot about this. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Hey, you know what? Black Adam is not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. It's not terrible, but it was also not good, and it could have been something better. And the way that Dwayne Johnson was building it up, obviously it sounded like, I mean, his costume, the look, even though I wish they kind of went for the ultimate like Black Adam look with the hair, at least the ears, I don't know. But obviously Dwayne Johnson is just making a killing right now when it comes to going, with the whole wrestling thing, WWE, WrestleMania. I don't know. It just seems like I just see that a lot on my feed. But somebody actually did a screen grab of this shot right here when it came to him on stage and everything. And it's just, it's funny. Come on. You got to laugh at that. Somebody held that up right there. And yes, that is just hilarious. Hey, what could he do? It wasn't for everybody. I've watched it a few times. It's fine. But there's things I just really don't like about it. And I still when it comes to Dwayne Johnson, you guys know how I feel because I think he just used Henry Cavill to try to boost his movie, which is like, that's always going to be like, that's always going to be a sour thing when it comes to me because from what I was hearing, because they were trying to get DC Studios, and I think they just kind of used Henry Cavill, and it didn't work. That's what's sad. It's like it didn't work. So, yikes. All right, and then of course, Dune. Yeah, they released that Dune. There's the Sonic films will get Avengers-like events apparently eventually too. Oh, here's something interesting. So Christopher Nolan apparently, according to his brother, Jonathan Nolan, apparently didn't want to do The Dark Knight. Can you imagine if we didn't get The Dark Knight? Well, every other DC movie that came out, no critic or journalist in the movie media space wouldn't have to write headlines that compare to it. Hey, it's the best DC film since The Dark Knight. But yes, according to his brother, Christopher Nolan was on the fence about making The Dark Knight. I think he didn't want to become a superhero movie director. I was like, dude, don't be a chicken shit. Let's do this. What's also funny, too, is Jonathan Nolan does not have a British accent or English accent. Which one are they? I don't know, but he doesn't have an accent. Christopher Nolan has an accent. His brother does not. And I think he's answered that before. Anyways, I like Jonathan Nolan because Westworld and some of the things that he's put out there, not to mention, it's like they were always like this duo making these crazy movies. Like, we can't forget that Jonathan Nolan really helped this Christopher Nolan thing. I mean, it's almost sad that Jonathan Nolan doesn't get as much praise as Christopher Nolan, because if it wasn't for Jonathan Nolan, Christopher Nolan wouldn't be where he's at right now. His brother helped him out so much. He was just that duo when it came to these movies. And then the fact that he said this right now, where it's like, yeah, he didn't want to do a sequel to Batman Begins. And it's like, dude, we're doing this. We're doing this. Now, did he do Dark Knight Rises? Did he help on that? I don't even know. Somebody tell me, like, did he help on Dark Knight? Because Dark Knight Rises is the weakest one of the bunch, of course. Awesome art right here from Jackson Durr, who made like an Evil Dead inspired Across the Spider-Verse like that. Look at that. That is beautiful. I love it. Again, you guys, I'm a sucker for these concept artists that just basically just will take like ideas. They'll take like another poster idea and apply it to a different movie. And that's pretty sweet right there. Love that. We got Garza right here promoting his book. He's got a little video that he posted right here. Oh boy. There's something. It was a slow news day, but there's some interesting things. Some interesting things when it came to things to talk about today, and I was trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to talk about when it came to the topics, but Billy D. Williams. Oh, he's now going to be canceled, and I don't think he gives a shit because, Billy D. Williams, he's like this and that and whatever the hell. But he was on Bill Maher's podcast, and, well, he had something to say, and obviously the headline almost seems like it's fake, but it's not fake. And this is what he had to say on that podcast. Billy D. Williams says actors should be allowed to wear blackface. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Man. No, I'm not applying that. There, I hit the wrong one. Jesus Christ. If you're an actor, you should do anything you want to do. That's right. Jesus Christ. He said, when he did Othello, I fell out laughing. He stuck his ass out and walked around because black people are supposed to have big asses. And today, they would never allow that, which, of course, Bill Maher said that. Williams then asked Maher why, to which Maher asked in shock, blackface? Why not? You should do it. If you're an actor, you should do anything you want to do. And in response to his perspective, Maher pointed out that Williams, who is 87 years old, actually lived in a period where you couldn't play the parts you should have played. The point is, Williams said, you don't go through life feeling like, I'm a victim. I refuse to go through life saying to the world, I'm pissed off. I'm not going to be pissed off 24 hours a day. Bradley Cooper thinks he got a problem with, the nose. They said he was doing Jew face and stuff like that. Eee. Well, I didn't know I had that. It just didn't pop up. Hold on. God damn this thing. This thing like locks up. Anyways. Come on. Work. Anyways. So the whole I'm a victim thing, I could totally agree with that. But nobody's going to be, when it comes to blackface, it's like, all right, dude, We get it. You know, like, let's just relax a little bit. Like, I agree with you with, like, nobody should be like, I'm the victim. But that's a totally different thing when it comes to the history of it. Now, when it comes to, like, Robert Downey Jr. or the times that they've tried to cancel Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon for dressing up as a certain character to do a comedy sketch, I think that deserves a pass because the context is for comedy's sake. But but it's just, I think a lot of us just go like, let's just avoid it as much as possible, at least. But at the time before, for certain things. All right, there we go. Anyways, so there was that. It's different. So many things. Okay, so we got a couple of things when it comes to CinemaCon right here. First off, we got these motion poster. I'm so jealous. I should be in Vegas right now. But yeah, we got this motion poster right here for Deadpool and Wolverine. And then apparently, and this is also going to be coming out of CinemaCon too. Well, I think because somebody spotted this at CinemaCon, I think that's what's going on. And they're just kind of showing it off. But yeah, who wants to get blown? I can't even say it with a straight face. Who wants to get blown at their screening of Twisters? Because that's what's going to happen. You're going to be able to get blown at the movie theater before you see Twisters. Not in the way that you want it to be. But yes, Twisters booths will be placed in theaters this summer where customers can stand and have air blown all around them. So you stand in there. It's kind of like when you see those game shows where they blow all the money around you and you just like start grabbing dollar bills and whatnot. Yeah. So you're going to be able to stand in this tube and just have a bunch of swirling air around you. Jonathan Kent, though, man, just that'd be traumatizing, right? Kevin Costner. Anyways, no. But, yeah, I was like, all right, hey, it's a concept. It's fine. It's cool. And speaking of David Corenswet, remember, he's in this movie. But, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that before I go. Unless there actually is money in this thing. If there's money in there, I'll gladly do it. But I don't think there's going to be money in there. But even if it's fake money, like movie bucks, where I can get I can get a popcorn or something like that, or put it towards the movie ticket. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, hey, it's marketing. Power to them. But yeah, let's get blown. So, anyways, okay. So, that's all the tweets. That is all the tweets right there. How are we doing out there? You guys doing good? All right. Yeah, a lot of tweets to talk about and do all that. So, yeah, doesn't sound pleasant. Get annoyed with, yeah, probably wouldn't be. Where do I sue for false advertising? As a black man, it never deserves a pass. I think like when I'm talking about blackface and being a pass, it's like, no, the pass like before when like it was a different time where you had Jimmy Fallon doing Chris Rock. Chris Rock didn't care because he was doing an impression, so they did that. I don't know. See, that's the way it was like in the context of that. It's like, yeah, nowadays, don't do it. Sure, don't do it. But at the same time, when it came to like Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel doing Karl Malone, that was the thing too. They tried to cancel him for that. But in the context of the comedy bit, it was like nobody gave a shit, It's like one of those things. There's certain things when it comes to that. But nowadays, it's like, yeah, nobody's going to do it now, But before, it was like, okay, but this was the context. Don't cancel him. Of course, Jimmy Fallon apologized. I don't think Jimmy Kimmel apologized, though. But it's like, it was in the context of the bit right there, And then, of course, when it came to Robert Downey Jr., it was the concept of, like, that actor and everything. So the actor within the role of that. But, it's fine. It's fine when it comes to that. It's all about context. And I think that's where things get left out of the conversation sometimes with certain people, but it's all about the context. If you're doing it to make fun and belittle and all that, yeah, that's horrible. Or even in the past when we were doing that. So, all right. Oh, we got David Corenswet making an appearance. And everybody's just like, oh, look at that. That's David Corenswet. And everybody's just going like, how big does he look? What's going on? What's his Superman physique look like? I mean, how dare you guys? How dare everybody just like going like, when they see David Corenswet, they're judging his body. Does he have a Superman body? Is he big enough? What is going on here? That seems to be like what was kind of happening when it came to that. But yeah, David Corenswet did show up. Obviously, he's got a movie coming out called Greatest Hits, which is an interesting concept. Not gonna lie, interesting concept. I kind of dig it. I think I'm actually going to go see it. But yes, he did make an appearance last night, and obviously it was all over the place because we haven't really seen him. The last time we actually saw him on video was when Brosnahan posted that cool little like thing where both him and Nicholas Hoult showed up in that. But there he is. There he is. Apparently he's an Eagles fan. How dare you, sir? You should be a KC fan because Kansas, come on. What do you do? No, I'm just kidding. Who cares? Who cares? Obviously, when it came to Henry Cavill, I mean, he's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but there he is right there. And, I mean, it always seems like he's got his hat on. He's always wearing something long sleeves. But, I mean, the dude's looking pretty yoked. You know, we already know this. I mean, God knows how much he's gained when it comes to muscle. I didn't realize he had dimples. And I just realized that right now. He's got dimples. Oh, good for him. So, you know, you got at least that. But yeah, there was like full videos. There's a video right here.
Music and of LA where the film is
talking
set,
about the whole
it.
thing.
And the director is a wonderful guy who wrote it as well.
He's got a good voice. He's got a good, and I think he would have a good
music
Superman voice
and
too.
Of LA where the film is set, where we shot it.
Yeah, so I mean, there's not like much when it comes to that. It was just that, and everybody was talking about it. But so that wasn't it. We also got, let's see, where is it at? Right here. Do I have it up? Yeah, there it is, right here. Okay, so not only did he talk about his movie, but then of course did a whole like fan meet and greet kind of thing, and naturally, people who knew that he was going to be there, they brought their Superman stuff, like comic books, All-Star Superman books, and Funko Pops, anything Superman. Somebody, this dude right here, his name is David Thompson, and he basically said right here, before this, when he signed the shirt, he mentioned how the vibes of the new movie are based on For All Seasons and All-Star, but the story is totally its own thing. Absolutely the nicest guy in the world. Absolutely huge. Great handshake. Also punched me in the chest. Oh, that sounds like it hurt. I mean, Jesus Christ. Even Batman got punched. Well, he more got shoved, I guess you could say. And he got pushed way back. But there you go. So not only All-Star, we already knew about All-Star Superman, but now we got like All Seasons, For All Seasons book. Also, I guess, is going to be like a little bit of the vibe when it comes to that. So that's why I put it in the thumbnail right here. I was like, okay, put both of those in there and them talking about it. All right, so he did talk about it a little bit. That's pretty cool. You know, I'm glad that he did that. And then even the follow-up, because DCU Update said, because when he said he's like a linebacker, he said he asked if it was like linebacker huge. He said he might as well be on the Eagles. That's how he responded. That's how he responded right there. Okay. And then, of course, also in my thumbnail, we got Jimmy Guns showing off his Christopher Reeve statue that he got. Looks pretty sweet. Not too shabby. The boots, man. The boots. Do the boots look a little different than they actually do on the Christopher Reeve costume? I don't know. Maybe I just haven't paid attention to the boots when I watch those movies. But I don't know. The boots just look a little bit more stylish right here. But yeah, that's where Jimmy Guns, of course, just posting that right there. You know what? I mean, no matter, we're getting the trunks. The trunks are coming back. I'm pretty sure that the trunks are coming back. everything is just showing that the trunks were back. And then naturally, we were talking about this. I think we briefly talked about this on the Vodka stream. But of course, there's like the tease right there of the cape, the Superman cape. Is it going to be this? I mean, and Ben, Real Anarchy, asked like, hey, do we see a cape right there? And again, this is what I love because I'm like, yes, keep on teasing. Tease what all you can right here. Tease away. Keep the social media hype up, and it seems like, oh yeah, is that the cape right there? And of course, that was planned. Rachel Brosnahan posted that. It's like, I've been replaced, guys. Now we got David Corenswet's dog, Ira, going to be playing Lois Lane, but it's like everything is planned, which I'm like, yes, keep on doing that. It's what you got to do nowadays, is utilize the social media space to promote your movie, or else people are just going to lose interest, sadly. But that might be the cape. I don't know. Who knows if that's the cape? It might be. It's like, hey, can we just pan up a little bit? Is there a freaking S on that? Which there probably will be too. I don't know. There you go. There's that. Yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to Superman and Corenswet and everything like that. I think he's looking pretty good. The boots. Yeah, I think like they kind of like, goofy name for a dog. Ira. I love it when owners name their dogs like people names. They don't name them like, Fluffy or whatever. They name them people names, It doesn't sound like a dog name. Like if I ever get a dog, I'm going to have a dog that's going to have a first and last name. I don't know what it's going to be, but I want to eventually get a dog and then I just address it by the first and last name. And it's going to sound very, maybe I'll name it Bruce Wayne. I don't know. I just want to like have a dog and then not name it, anything dog-like. I just want to name it like a first and last name. But we'll see what happens. All right. Rebel Moon, baby. All right. So we got Rebel Moon that's going to be coming out a week from, in 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks. And, obviously I've told you guys that I'll be going to the LA fan screening premiere, I guess you could say, Q&A thing. I'll be going to that, so look forward to me reacting to that. I don't know exactly how much I could do, like when it comes to a first reaction, but I'm going to record something. I don't know. We'll see what happens when I record, whatever I record that night. We'll see. But anyway, so we got Rebel Moon. We got, first off, before we start diving into this one shot and this one aspect of the story when it comes to part 2 that I'm like, all right, now we're really getting, we're going to be really getting into Rebel Moon and everything. And then of course we could talk, a little bit about the NC-17 rating that Rebel Moon has also received as well, apparently. But Zach, today, which was awesome. Let's see. I think I have it pulled up. All right. Come on. All right. It's not working. All right. There Is No Surrender. Part 2 premieres in 11 days. So, of course, we got character posters that look pretty damn badass. We got Cora right here. Miss Patella. She's gone through some shit. We got Jimmy. And that's pretty sweet. Gotta love that. And then, of course, we got Titus. Looking badass. We got, of course, Nemesis with her swords. Those are so freaking cool. And then, of course, we got Tarak. We're going to see, hopefully, I mean, we didn't see a lot of him, like, fighting in the first one, but, And then, of course, we have Gunner, who's not exactly, like, the warrior. He's not exactly the soldier type. He's a little bit more relaxed right there. And then, of course, we got Milius. We got, of course, the Blood Axe sister. It sucks that, Ray Fisher not in there. But, hey, he sacrificed himself. And then, of course, we have the big baddie holding his sword at his head screen as Noble. Not too shabby. Love those character posters. And now, the thing that so Zach, at the New York fan screening or the premiere, whatever the hell you want to call it, it's not really a premiere. It's more of just like a fan screening Q&A kind of thing. He mentioned, we talked about this on the Saturday stream that I had, but he mentioned that, yes, that he got an NC-17 rating when it comes to the director's cuts, I guess. Because we all know that there's some naughty things that happen and there's a lot of gore and a lot of things. And if you've read the novelization, apparently, yeah, they go into detail of like, oh yeah, there's some naughtiness, there's some sex, there's some sexual situations, SSC. Remember, you always loved seeing that when you were like young and like a movie started on HBO or Cinemax or something like that. Man, when you saw that there was sexual situations, not just nudity, but sexual situations, you kind of got excited. Anyways, it was a whole different time back then, guys. We didn't have porn readily available like it is now, which I think is hurting society. But anyways, that's besides the point. It's just kind of interesting because even having conversations with people, it's like, man, so we're actually going to have 3 different versions of Rebel Moon now because the director's cuts got an NC-17. So now he's got to edit it down to an R rating. So now it's like the director's cuts are NC-17, and now he's got to put out the R-rated cut and then also do the PG-13 cut. So we're going to have like 3 different ratings, 3 different versions of Rebel Moon. That's crazy to think about. Crazy to think about. And then, well, why wouldn't Netflix just put that on there? Just put the NC-17 rating, maybe because the contract was R-rated, PG-13. It's not like Netflix doesn't have, I think they've had NC-17 rated stuff, right? I'm pretty sure there's some NC-17 rated stuff. I don't know. I know there's been some naughty stuff on there, but I'm like, just let him put, okay. But I get it because, you know, you see NC-17, it's like, oh boy, not going to watch, can't watch that. But yeah, very interesting. Let's see. And then there was, where's the shot? Oh, man. Where's that shot? Okay, hold on a sec. Because I have that one. I didn't bring up this one. Let's see. There's like a shot out there that people are passing around. Actually, let's see. There's a shot of something. Come on. If I could find it, there was like a shot. There it is. Okay. So we haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen this yet, and we're going to see it. We're going to see the Kali. I don't know. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong as I do, but woo-wee, look at that right there. That is very interesting, dark. What the hell? That is cool. That is pretty cool right there. Beautiful. What the hell is that doing? I mean, it looks like a person who is like strapped up, got a bunch of plugs in the head, and then it's just, or, you know, I mean, it's suggestive, you know, let's face it. It could be, oh, no, I'm not going to say that. Oh, not that. Let's see, where am I? There was like, no, there's that. Did I already close it? Oh, there it is. Here we go right here. Engine room. Visitors to the engine room of the Dreadnought might be shocked to find the incongruous, if I'm saying that right, I'm probably not, sight of crewmen shoveling what looks like coal into enormous furnaces. But rather than being steam-powered, the Dreadnought is Kali-powered. For over a half a millennium, the fleets of the Mother World had slowly expanded into the local solar neighborhood, limited by the universal speed limit of slower than light travel. The discovery of the Callus changed all that. Exactly how this process works is closely guarded imperial secret. If anything, the engine room was designed with even more of a low-tech industrial aesthetic than the rest of the Dreadnought. Zach wanted a console for a guy that's sitting at a desk. We made a console and again found some really cool old 1920s and 30s salvage pieces that were knob and tube looking things. That was the style we went for. Ooh. And some people were actually making the comparison of like, hey, remember those certain zombies that had lit up eyes? That maybe there could be something when it comes to that. I don't know. This just looked, I mean, when I saw that, and then of course that was from the book. Of course, get the book that has all the concept art that basically talks about all of that. But yeah, when you see all that, I'm like, that is See, that's when you're getting really into that heavy metal territory. So we're going to be seeing that. We're going to be seeing that Cali, whatever it's called, where how they are able. And I think Zach even talked about that on the last time he was on the Vox stream, and how the mother world and how these guys travel through space. So just very cool stuff. Very cool things right there. Yeah? Guess they don't explain that in the movie? Well, hopefully they explain it in this movie, or they definitely will when it comes to all this. Dan Lin said many... Oh, yeah. I saw the Dan Lin article, too, when it came to them rearranging things when it came to Netflix, and he took over... You know what? That's just what's going to happen. But again, Zach is safe. We don't have to worry about Zach when it comes to that. Box office. All right. Who saw Monkey Man over the weekend? Support original small films, guys. That's what we got to do. I hate it when I listen to podcasts. Yeah, they don't do original stuff anymore. It's just this and that. It's like, yeah, to a point, I would say about a third of the film industry is, yes, rehashing things and IPs and all that stuff. Yes, but there is so much original stuff out there. We have to support it. That's why I was like, Monkey Man, go see it, do all that. And you saw my reviews of it where it's just like, I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to, but I enjoyed it still. And hopefully everybody just does that. But I do like the fact that they are pulling back on some of these budgets as well. And Rebel Moon can be even that in there too. Phil, like you said, like didn't have a big budget. I mean, what Zach can do with a small budget, look at it, and it still looks gorgeous. So, but yeah, let's look at the box office load. All right. Godzilla Kong, the New Empire, of course, took the top spot, but it had a 61% drop. Ouch! That's not too good because it seemed like some of these movies were having lower than 50% drops, but it made 31.2. And then, of course, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire was kind of like, only took a 42.2% drop, but still, I don't know if we're going to get another one of those. But Monkey Man made $10 million. I think it was just, 2 million world, so 12. So 12. And even Dev Patel was like, yeah, it's a low-budget movie. I'm not sure. I heard that it was $10 million, that they have a $10 million budget. So all this movie has to do is really, I guess you could say, get to $25 million, and it's going to be okay. But I think it might make its money. I don't know. I'm hoping that it does. I'm rooting for Monkey Man. But even though that Godzilla Kong, it's still at 361, I think it had a $135 million budget. So it still has some work when it comes to at least their, getting their money back. But yeah, it's not common. It's not uncommon when it comes to at least these movies that have a big, huge drop like that. I didn't think it was going to have that much. It just seemed like people were raving about how much they enjoyed and how much fun Godzilla Kong is. So I didn't think it was going to have a 61% drop, but here we are now. But hey, you know what? Watch both, or support the little guy. Support Monkey Man. Do that. Anyways, quick box office report right there. All right. Here we go. Slow news gay. I almost said slow news gay. Anyways. Jesus Christ, Dave. Freudian slip? No. Slow news day. It was a slow news day, so I was like, I could pick some of this other stuff if I wanted to talk about what I wanted to talk about today. But one of the things I've been thinking about when it comes to, of course, the DCU Batman, which we're not going to get a casting for that for who knows how long. But of course, there's fan casts out there, and it seems like the biggest fan cast that's been out there, and the person who keeps on basically campaigning for it and keeps getting asked, is Alan Ritchson. I don't see him as Batman. I don't think he would be a terrible Batman, but I don't see him as Batman. I see him more as a Booster Gold if they were going to cast him in anything in the DCU. And if they were going to do Shazam again, I could see him as a Shazam. He even looks like what's that artist? The Alex Ross version of Shazam. He looks like him. But then, of course, we had Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal has been fan cast a lot too when it comes to Batman and everybody. And I've never been a fan of that fan casting of Jake Gyllenhaal. I think Jake Gyllenhaal is a great actor, but I never have seen him as Batman. I just never have seen him as Batman. I think it's something with the eyes, and his voice is not, his voice also just, I don't know. There's something with his voice where I just don't see him having a good Batman voice. I don't see him have a good Batman voice, but it just seems like, yeah, these two are asked, and Jake Gyllenhaal was just asked recently, obviously promoting Roadhouse, and he said he'd be honored to do it. He also mentioned that he was up for Batman before when it came to Batman Begins. He was up for Christopher Nolan's Batman. That's how far back this casting can actually go, to the point where Christopher Nolan, being the awesome guy that he is, called him up to say that he didn't get the role, which, that's good. That's awesome that the director of the movie decided to call the actor and be like, hey, I'm going to go with somebody else, but appreciate your audition and coming in and all that stuff. That just shows you Christopher Nolan is awesome. But Alan Ritchson keeps on getting asked. And let's see. And I just don't see it. Even though he's huge, and I get that. I get that he's like a big guy, and it would probably, kind of works. But where's that video? There it is right here. Okay, so. Shit. Okay, here's Alan Ritchson right here. Continuing to talk about it. So, yeah.
I would love to play Batman. There, I said it, okay? I'll shout it from the rooftops. I want to be Bruce Wayne. Here's the thing about Batman. You know what his superpower is? Intelligence. Dude is the smartest superhero there is. Like, he's inventive and he's got all the gadgets and stuff, but he's super smart. I want to be that guy. And also to have like a cave with hypercars, sports cars, and also motorcycles. You saw the Ducati. I'm into that stuff. Oh, that's a good one. Ride a motorcycle cross country, race a sports car. I've done like the Tesla P100D, 0 to 60 in 1.98 seconds kind of thing. I love that, but there's nothing better than being on a super bike, ripping around a track.
Being on a super bike. Okay. So there you go. That was the latest one from THR. He just wants to be Batman. He's like, yeah, let's be Batman, blah, blah, blah. So there's like a campaign for Alan Ritchson to be Batman. And like I said, when it comes to both of these, if I had to choose which one, I don't know. See, that's the thing. Yeah. Say it was down to these two. If it was down to these two, I don't know. Like if I had to choose, I don't want either one of them. That was one of the things that I'm so tired of hearing that. I mean, Jensen Ackles, he's always in like the list too of fan casting, which I would prefer him out of the three. I think, especially since he's already voiced Batman in the DCAU, I'd want him instead. But I don't know. Like I've never liked Gyllenhaal fan cast. Never liked the Ritchson one. So I'm like, can we stop? I just want to be like, can we stop? Can we stop putting these two at the top of the list? Can we stop doing that? That's what I'm thinking. But I remember when I posted about Alan Ritchson, that tweet made the rounds, and some people were just all about it. So it seems like if I were to guess and see me, I just don't know who I'd choose. Right now, I just go, I don't like either of them. But if I had to look at the responses that I've seen on social media and stuff, I would probably think that people would be more in favor of, and I probably should have ran a poll, but more in favor of Alan Ritchson than Jake Gyllenhaal. Seems like that's what I'm seeing out there. So if I'm just going by that, Alan Ritchson would win in this versus for the Batman role if it was down to them two. But I hope it's not, and I hope it's like an unknown and somebody who just really embodies, because I've said this before too, is like every Batman that we've had, they've been names. Michael Keaton was kind of a name already before he got it. Val Kilmer was definitely a name before he got it. George Clooney was a name. Christian Bale, not so much, but people knew who he was, kind of. But I would say Christian Bale wasn't as much of a name when it came before he got Batman. Ben Affleck, already a big name. So I'm just trying to think, is there anybody else? No, there's not really. Yeah. So I don't know. I just don't like either one of them as that. As much as I like them Carl Urban would have been, yeah, he would have been a good Batman at one point. I mean, everybody's just like looking at Dredd and going like, yeah, he's got a good chin and jawline, and yeah. Would have been funny if Gyllenhaal has gotten the Batman role with Heath Ledger as Joker. Yeah, that would have been interesting as well. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, Eric. Didn't even think about that. Fan casts are fun, but when it comes down to it, I will give anyone a chance before I pass. Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. I'm with you. I mean, it's always that whole thing where I never go. I mean, I remember not liking hearing that Ben Affleck was going to be Batman. You can go back and watch that video. I posted a video when he was announced. That was like 10 years ago. I posted a video and I was like, I don't really like it. I didn't really like it. Now, he's my favorite fucking cinematic Batman. You just never know. You just never know. You really just never freaking know. All right, let's go ahead and start. Let's get to some Twitter questions right here. Oh, yeah. Boop. Come on. This stupid thing just locks up. All right. Eric. So, Dave, at the Rebel Moon Part 2 event, do you know if you might get a chance to interview the man? It'd be awesome if it were on screen. I'm sure I'll be able to probably talk to him, but I don't think I'm going to do that. No, I mean, he'll come back on the Vodka stream. He'll be coming back on the Vodka stream, so we'll just do it then. We'll do that then. But yeah, I'm sure I'll be able to speak to him, maybe shake his hand and say whatever, but I don't think there's going to be like a full-on interview kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Cooper Knox, after watching the 2 seasons of Reacher, I could throw my hat in the ring for Alan Ritchson becoming the DCU's Batman. The dude is freaking it. I know. I mean, I get it. And you really, obviously, he's got a very outgoing and goofy kind of personality if you've seen some of his past work. But yeah, if you watch Reacher, you kind of just go, all right, yeah, I could kind of, because Reacher is, Batman-esque, I guess you could say. CJ, as much as I do not care for Gunn's vision of DC, what I will say is if he is going to choose someone for Batman, then then it must finally be the man who auditioned many times. Yeah, Mr. Scott Adkins. Yeah, I mean, one of these days I'm going to try to get him on the Vodka stream. I think he'd be a fun one to talk to. Yeah, he's auditioned many times. I think he almost getting to 50 years old, though. And, but Gyllenhaal's 42. Ritchson, I'm not sure how old he is. But yeah, he would have been a good one at one point. I think Scott Adkins he's been a good choice. I've actually liked that fan choice. Devon Wooter, hello, Dave. Did you hear the news that Olivia Wilde will direct Evangeline, whatever the hell that's called, and Margot Robbie will be producing? Yeah, I saw that. I don't even know what the hell it is, but hey, I'll give it a shot. Also, I just watched Matrix 2. Do you have a favorite scene from the movie? Yeah, I'm with you on that. When it comes to Neo versus the Smiths are the best. That's the best scene. It's one of the best. There's a lot in there. Darkness Under the Wind. Dave, question 1. How would you feel if in the DCU sometime after Batman or B8, Batman Brave and the Bold? Is that what that is? We start getting projects surrounding Batman and the Bat family, but they're all connected, not just to build up the finale of this first saga, but also someone wanting the mantle who has a part to play. That'd be interesting. Projects building to Bat family team up movie. Question 2, if DC, that'd be kind of cool. It's like, oh yeah, who's going to get the Batman? Yeah, I like it. If DC does decide to do Comic-Con, of course, with Peter Safran only, could we get the DCU Batman casting announcement there? Maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's going to be really nothing when it comes to that there. Question 3, you can only watch one. Deadpool, Wolverine, or Daredevil Born Again? I think I'm more excited for Deadpool, to be honest. Yeah, I know. Mr. Nobody, I do think that Alan Ritchson could be a good Bane, and Gyllenhaal could be a good Victor Freeze. Interesting. Okay, so taking both of those characters and applying them to the Rogues Gallery. Okay, Alan Ritchson has the physique to portray Bane. That wouldn't go over well because he's a white dude. But and then Gyllenhaal can pull off the sympathetic villain. Yeah. Still think well, and also we have seen Jake Gyllenhaal wear a costume where he's wearing a clear helmet or like a helmet of some sort. Still think it's highly unlikely, but hey, you never know. Yeah. I think Alan Ritchson, Jake Gyllenhaal for Batman is a smokescreen just to get people to start talking about Batman. I really think Gunn is going to go with a lesser known. Yeah, that's what he should do. That's what they should do. You know, you don't need anybody that's, like I said, it seems like Superman. They always have an unknown when it comes to Superman, at least. That's why we never really hear, any of the live action Superman. We never really know who the hell they are. I still remember going, Henry Cavill. It's like, Cavill? No, it's Cavill. It's Cavill. But anyways, thank you for those questions, guys. And we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Make sure you hit that like, thumbs up before you leave. Share if you want to. Hit subscribe. Become a member. We do a members-only stream after every Wednesday stream, so you can be a little bit more intimate. And like I said, I'm going to start doing those Saturday streams where it's an open invite for members or Patreon. So if you want to support the channel and then come on and chat, we'll still be doing more of those. So, all right, guys. I'll see you on Wednesday. Always great to talk to you guys, and thank you again. And yes, guys, talk to you later.